Hey there, it's documentary week. Ruben, this week we're looking at documentaries that you and I like. This is something we do on our off time, and we just talk about them every so often. And Ruben, what's the first documentary that you want to talk about this week?
It's hard to pick two, right? We're picking two each this week, but one I think is great is titled Facing Nolan. The
Oh,
recent documentary just came out in 2022 about the famed Hall of Fame pitcher Nolan Ryan, born in Texas. Texas boy, makes big in New York. He was a New York Mets pitcher from the Amazons. They call them the Amazons, the Met team. I think in
oh yeah,
1969 that
yeah.
won
Tom
it all.
Seaver, right? Yeah,
Tom Seaver, and he was, I think, maybe even a rookie,
yeah.
and he was a great addition to that team. But I think if people don't like baseball, they'll be sort of shy about watching this. They shouldn't,
Mhm.
because I've read where people don't don't give a care at all about baseball who love this documentary because of this central figure, Nolan Ryan, who
Hmm.
had, I think, over 50 total records, including most strikeouts of all time, 5,714. They say that'll never be broken.
No,
Most no hitters of all time. They say that'll never be broken, which is seven. He broke Koufax's record. He threw a no hitter, I think, when he was 45 or 44, something like
yeah,
that.
that's crazy.
And he is a modern kind of miracle,
Yeah,
modern physiological miracle. That age, throwing that kind of heat.
yeah, over 100 for many years.
Somebody in the documentary mentioned that actually, I don't think he was throwing 100. I think he was throwing 107
Oh, geez.
past his 40-year, birthday.
Do they have like the most fights on the mound? Because I know he beat up Ventura.
So there is a part. There is another
Yeah.
moment in the film where they discuss the great punch, or the great fight, not the punch, but the fight where Robert Ventura charges the mound and Nolan Ryan just is ready for him and
Took him to town.
beats him up. But that's part of the fun of watching of the documentary. They chronicle that, but there's so much more to it.
I saw it too, but what are some of the great people did you like that got interviewed talking about Nolan? Because there were so many cool people.
I think that what's great about the documentary
Yeah.
is that of all these records and of all the money, I think the two things that Nolan Ryan prides himself the most in is the fact is that he had his peers. He had the respect of his peers.
Oh, yeah.
And isn't that true of teachers? Like it's meaningful that students respect us and our peers respect us. That really matters to somebody
For sure.
when they're working. But Dave Winfield, George Brett, Pete Rose, Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, so many people talked about Nolan Ryan and the power that he brought to the mound and who he was. The respect. I mean, how often do you see Pete Rose even interviewed?
No, hardly ever.
I mean, to see
He had so much
guys,
respect for him. You're right.
yes.
How about the father and sons that he pitched against? That was kind of cool too.
Yeah, he pitched against brothers, most fathers and sons.
Yeah.
Think about the wide array of think about the span of years that this guy pitched. His early 20s, maybe actually 1920 to 45.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
And you really see that he went from being a wild pitcher, right?
So this is the thing that I did want to hone in on as we wind down. I recommend everybody see this, but one of the things that is fascinating is to see his shift from being a wild pitcher to a pitcher of, I wouldn't say control, pinpoint control, but much more controlled. And the reason why he got from there to here is because of great coaches. And his real big shift is when he went from New York to Anaheim. When he pitched for the Angels, he had a really strong coaching staff who recognized who this guy was. He was losing it in New York. He lost control, and they saw the potential that he had, and they worked with him and the patience that they had. He wouldn't have made it without these type of coaches. One of them, by the way, is a guy named Tom House, who ended up becoming a professor at USC and coaching Drew Brees and Tom Brady. He still coaches Tom Brady to this day because he saw the comparisons between pitchers, what pitchers do and what quarterbacks do. But the importance of teaching and coaching is pretty vital, is a vital part of Nolan Ryan's story, his life, and this documentary. So recommend it highly. Check it out, everybody. The Facing Nolan.
Excellent. And with that, we'll see you next time in Pod and Deliver. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.